page, coming to you live in Atlanta. I'm I'm still here. As you know, I visited my niece and my great nephew this weekend. Tomorrow I'll be going home on Sunday, and for me, it was a great experience to get out from under where I'm usually at home, hanging out, doing my content. So, right now I'm just here by myself. The rest of them went out to do little stuff, and I like this little piece of quiet. I can really talk to y'all. You follow my channel, which you support my content. Yesterday I did something. As you know, Christine Ware is. She lives right here in the Atlanta area. She lives south from where my niece stays. So we met up at her Titans gym where she works at and trains. I got to meet her coach. Her husband we met before when we were in Tampa. Her first coach, and got to talk to a couple other people there. It was a great experience for me. It was a workout. I worked out a bit, not too much because, like I said, I got issues with my knees. I got it's arthritis, but I'm not feeling too bad. Got home, got under my niece, gave me her nice warm blanket. I got a little, you know, Advil, your old man, and I got some icy hot, and I'm good. I don't feel too bad, because I have worked out before. It's just been a while, and she was easy on me. I shout out to Christina, Christine, for being. We had a good conversation, talk a lot of stuff, and her life and her thoughts on bodybuilding. She even me and her husband and her went out and had a little lunch. I had a hot dog with some chili. It was a nice little hot dog. Had a little peppers on it, some bacon, chili, onions. You know, it was beef burger because usually some places do beef, not pork, and had some fries. And she had a nice sandwich and a nice some carbs, some black beans and rice, and her husband had these very nice looking chicken tenders, and I wouldn't mind having them too, but I was already full. I feel like I was full because what, I've been trying to work on my you know health and dieting a little better. This weekend I did have some. My niece, she had a nice spread: turkey, some beef rib, rice, mac and cheese, some good old fashioned home cooking. I love that. I don't get that too often for a woman to cook for me. But I enjoyed my time when I met. I met um, Christine's coach, Rachel Stuckart, and she is a figure competitor. She's also a pro. She's planning on competing. In the discussion was, it looked like she might be doing it in 2027, or maybe she might change her mind. You never know. It's her and her husband. Her husband, he used to be a trainer and coach, and also ran some shows, but now he's focused on dog training. It's pretty cool. And Christine's husband Ed, he helps out. He even trained with us a little bit, and he also does a little handling work. He even runs his own security company. Shout out to him. They're both great people, and for me, it was a great opportunity. I met a young lady who's an upcoming wellness competitor. I'm hoping maybe by next month or maybe later on we do an interview. I'm going to reach out to her later today and send her my request, see if she's interested in it. But folks, for me, it was great to get from out of home because I don't really. This is the second time a year I went anywhere. Tampa was my first time, and since I went to Savannah, that's been about 3 years ago, and then going to visit my niece today. I've been out of town the most, and I enjoyed myself. Like I said, I'm not a young spring chicken anymore. My niece lives in a two-story house, and the stairs I gotta get, yeah. But you know what? That's pretty good leg workout. Stairs, and I take one stair at a time because I got my issues with my knees. I don't want to be falling over, but I'm doing pretty good. But I really appreciate y'all who give me shout out for. Last week was my birthday. I turned 51. Thank y'all. I really appreciate that. Also the Thanksgiving wishes. Thank y'all. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. If I didn't get you, I'm sorry. I want to apologize, but you know what? There's so many people that I like to give a shout out to on this holiday. Um, you know, um, I'll be back home by Sunday, and I'm gonna have a Most Talk Monday. We'll have. You remember a while back I interviewed Mary Demi, aka Miss Beefy. In the middle of the interview, her phone died. That would happen. Her phone wasn't always charged. So we're gonna do we're gonna do a re-interview plus because this is gonna be her peak week. She's gonna be competing December 6th. It's a show, it's a regional show she's doing, and then next year she's gonna think about doing nationals. So we're gonna do like a really a repeat, and also it's gonna be like a little panel. I'm gonna invite some competitors who's interested to come on, give their thoughts, maybe help her, maybe give some opinions or share what they, or she can even get some bounce some information off them. That's the good thing. You get to bounce off information from other people. But folks, I mean, it's great to be someplace else. I do miss my home. I miss my bed. I miss my comforts of home. But this is good. This is a nice place. My niece has a nice place. I'm proud of her. She served the military, and this is time she put in. She's also going to school herself. She's studying. I think she's studying cosmetology a little bit. Something she does nails, something like that. And and my nephew, great nephew. I remember him when he was little. He just turned 24 this month. I remember he was just born, and that's been wow, 24 years. And now he's pretty much a grown practical man. He has a nice little girlfriend. I'm happy for them. He finds somebody who cares for him. I'm here with my one of my older sisters, Jean. And she did something for me. And she didn't have to do it. She brought me to like nice little heating pad thing. It's like it has a vibrator and heating pad. I saw him on TV. I said, I'll probably get him. When I feel like I have a little extra money on the side, and I'll buy it for myself. But they were out about and shopping, picking up some stuff, and they was talking about when I got back from my workout with Christine, and they say, well, she got it for me. I mean, you have to do that. I mean, that's like I said, I love my family. I appreciate my family. I mean, still, like I said, some parts not the same as it used to be. Like when my mom was alive, we celebrated Christmas at her house, our house, and Thanksgiving and the holidays. But you know what? I still, I still miss her, and there's times where I wish she was still around here. She would love to see her oldest granddaughter doing so well, and seeing her firstborn great grandson doing so well. She would love that. That's my mother. She was a great woman. I said, again, she was my woman. And there's times where I feel like I want to cry, but I'm not going to cry. But it's just, it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have started this. Because taking care of her, I needed something, as I was telling one interview I did with Nancy Brigham, I needed something to help my mindset. And doing these interviews, reaching out and getting to meet people like Christine, Rachel. Yesterday was, Ashley Jones's birthday. Shout out to Ashley Jones. She gave me a shout out. You go to my other IG. I actually, I have both those videos on both my IGs. I have a page. My first IG is page 45, and my other IG, all the Rachel page. Technically, I have three. One got hacked, and the other one is my third IG, the one I usually do most of my connection with. The other one, I need to grow. Now I have this good phone where I can use this phone. It's connected to that IG. My other phone's getting a little older. I might have to find a way so I can be able to keep the IG up if that phone finally goes clunk. I do have my tablet, but my tablet's getting old. So I got one thing is my tablet used to have a phone number connected to it. So I have to, take the phone number from that one and use that to keep on my All the Way George page. But because I remember when I switch phones, it can move over to like if I get another phone like this one, with the same number for this one, it'll probably switch over. The phone's kind of cracked. You see, it's don't have a lot of room on it, so sometimes I have to clean it out every so often. This is like who I got on here. Yeah, Andrea. I think she's so beautiful. I can't help it. Also, I got another competitor on here. She's from Brazil. I think she has a great physique. I hope to see her compete sometime soon in the future. I mean, she's also on my wallpaper too. I forgot her name. I know her name, but not at the top of my head. But she has a great physique. I mean, I hope to see her competing next year. Maybe I'm surprised she can do the show in Brazil. Or maybe try to do some shows in the States. But like I said, I want to get a shout out to Joy Killjoy Pendel. Also, yesterday was her birthday. I gotta make a video for her. So I'm going to take one of our last interview we did together and make an interview from that. And well, I got, like I said again, I got a couple of interviews coming up, and I got one at the end of next week, next Saturday. I got an interview with a young lady who just made her bodybuilding debut, and she has amazing physique. I mean, wow. I mean, and she said this was her first. She did it. She did the Atlantic Coast. That was like about a couple of weeks ago. That was her first show, and she's gonna do nationals. That's the week. That's next weekend. That's week after next. Actually, it's gonna be 12th to the 13th. A couple of ladies I know who's gonna be doing nationals also. Hoping to get their pro cards. Come in great condition, great shape. But my Must Talk Monday with Mary is going to be 6 o'clock p.m. my time, and whatever time you are in, east, west, mid, whatever you are at, it's going to be a different time zone for you. We're going to talk to her, and also, like I said, we'll invite my guests in and give their thoughts and feedback, because that's one thing we need to really, especially these up and coming new competitors, really give them not a shock of reality, but also let them know that there's people that support them and understand what you're going through. It's tough. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm a fan. And I don't know, from only thing I know from what I'm told, everybody has different experiences, different opinions. I mean, it's a lot. You know, Probably should have recorded this as I posted on my IG. Maybe not. Well, I do enough on IG. Problem with my other IG, I don't have enough followers on there. So if you don't have enough on it, you can't do lives. That's a problem. That's why I usually, I usually, with this phone, it has some kind of problem with it. It doesn't sound as good. So I use my tablet when I do my lives on IG. And it's easier to do it here with this phone because I bought this phone a while back because when I was going to Tampa, I know I needed a good phone with a lot of room and better, just better photography. This was a good phone. Got it. It was a deal. I got a track phone. Same company I got my phone. So I don't want an iPhone. That is no. I'm sticking with Samsungs. I'm sticking with Androids. iPhones are too much of a headache. I had an iPhone. It was a headache. But like I said again, I'm just like I say, hanging out here. I'll be gone by tomorrow. Be back home. I took a break. I'm right now. I'm working on a comparison video. It's gonna be from the files of sex, flex, and sex appeal. I know you like those. So I usually have one. I was gonna do. Usually I say, well, I do every four days out of the week. I take a break, then another 4 days, and then. But this time I said, well, I would have done it on the 20th by coming here, and I didn't want to get ready. So I had enough time to rest, chill, and then I'm going to do one. And then when I get back home, I'm going to, I might just finish it there at home. Because I can finish it at home. I feel more comfortable. I can, it's going to be, I think me and my sister probably leave pretty much, maybe not too early in the morning because, it's a good drive. It's a near 5-hour drive, but it seemed like it went by fast. We stopped a couple places. We stopped in Dillon, which is in South Carolina, to get some gas. We stopping at the gas station in Sparta. We got off the curb, so we had to go try to find a way because we somehow, I remember when I was riding with Christine, the traffic in Atlanta this was like about what time we got back? Right about, she brought me back home a little after, right about 1 o'clock, and the traffic is, she told me there's no 5 o'clock traffic. Like if you live in a big metropolitan city, traffic starts like 5 or between 5 and maybe 12 because of lunch breaks and also people going home after work. But traffic is just as bad. It was Friday, and you got maybe Friday, Thanksgiving, Day of Thanksgiving, people, Black Friday. I'm too broke to buy anything. But I'm like I said again, I really appreciate this. Again, shout out to Christine, shout out to Rachel, shout out to Ed, shout out to Christine's husband, shout out to all you listen to me, shout out to my family, my niece Marlena, my sister Jean, my nephew Jordan, his girlfriend Lauren. They are great people. I love them. Shout out to my rest of family members who are back in North Carolina, back in Roland. Shout out to the ladies who've been guests on my channel this month. I'm gonna later on. I'm gonna post One of my shout outs to them, to the amazing ladies who took time to sit and talk with me and share their stories. It was kind of slow this month because it's a holiday, and plus, season's winding down. People getting, but I think I probably might pick up some interviews by next month because this bodybuilding season is slowing down now. There's not many shows left. You have nationals. We're talking to people talking about when they're going to put out the list for the shows. We know New York Pro has dropped women's bodybuilding, which is kind of disappointing. And also, you know, where there's some shows are still kind of iffy, but we might pick up some new shows next year. One show I think I'm looking at, I was talking with Christina Tupelo, where I hope maybe next year to add women's open. They had the women's 40 and 50 class for women's bodybuilding, but didn't have the open. Maybe if you get a promoter and put some money behind it, get the open, because Tupelo would be a great show for some competitors who within the area and maybe not too far from like going all the way to New York or going out to Florida, midway. And I hope maybe next year we get some competitors because we know this year was not a great year. So I think only shows that had maybe the most numbers was Titans with 10. You had 10 at the Steve Carr show, and you don't really much count the Olympia, but they had 13 ladies because two dropped out. With Anastasia Kubaleva, she couldn't get a visa straight. Maybe next year she can because she already got a qualification again. And Amanda Santos because she felt like she needed to take a step back for a bit. So shout out to her. Maybe Amanda, you do another show, you might get your qualification, and maybe try for Olympia next year. But and also, if you're a promoter, if you are someone who wants to sponsor women's bodybuilding at a show, reach out to the promoters. Reach out to the ones who really are interested in it. Check out with guys like Austin Carr and the Steve Carr show. Even he might even add women's bodybuilding, women's physique next year. Those are quite a few physique competitors that live in the Vegas area. If also, Tim Gardner's now, he's going to bring back Puerto Rico Pro, but it's not going to be. Is open is going to be for, I think, men's class and figure, but the rest are going to be mostly all the other divisions in masters. So me and Christine talked about that. She wished she can do that show. It's a little early in the year for her, so she might maybe do it maybe next year. Year after next, actually. In 2027. You never know. And I'm also trying. If you follow me on my live streams, I can use some donations because I'm planning on going to the Olympia in 2027. I've started a little savings, put some little money aside. I'm still saving for going to the trip next year, but I'd like to go to Olympia. But here's the thing. If the Masters Olympia is in the States and they have it someplace closer than the main Olympia, I'm going to the Master Olympia because I know quite a few Master competitors, many ladies who do both Open and Masters, and I love to meet. You gotta remember, Olympia is expensive. Tickets, nosebleed tickets are just like $300. You gotta think about it. You want to get something down the floor up front. And then I remember South Nicole, Nicole starts with how she had got a plan. I think it was like 350 something. There was a silver plan or something like that. I can check it out. Maybe also you can apply for your NPC stuff. You can probably get some, like my man David, he gets, opportunity to do backstage stuff. But like I said, David, he's growing. And he just tagged me in a video. He just got a new Bad Rat shirt. He tagged me. Shout out to David for tagging me in that. I'm gonna keep doing as much as I can, but I can use your help. As you know, I live on a little minus means, and I just try to keep myself above water. Some people give me some gifts for Christmas, a little cash, and some of that I put to the side for when I make my trip next year. There's a couple shows I'm looking at, and I'm thinking I might even do like I did this year, go to a show helping my friend Eunice, whichever show she's going to do. She might compete, and also the Bad Rap. So check out Bad Rap. But this is just for me, poor country boy, just get out here and be out in the world, and like I said again, I'm not no teenager, I'm gonna try to do my best, but I don't know, folks. This is for me, it's a great opportunity, to come out here and hang with my family and do little stuff and meet people like Christine and Rachel and a couple other peoples and and maybe really promote myself. It's something to do. Will I come here next year? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not thinking about it. Christmas, I probably stay home. I probably stay home for Christmas. That's the busiest holiday. No, I think I'll stay. Let me say, I'm going. Nah, I think I stay home for Christmas. Maybe I go another time. But one thing also, I need to really work on myself. Here I got to work on this, and working out with Christine, realized that I did pretty good. Just need to be more consistent and more disciplined. And I appreciate y'all support, for me trying to, because losing weight is tough. It's tough. It was tough for me the first time I do it, but I got a plan. I'm going back to what I was doing before. Before I started going to the gym, maybe working out at home first, and just maybe knock off some of that excess weight. Try to walk a little more. One day I did walk or get my hair cut, but try to walk a little more. Just to really get my knees and my other bots and joints moving. That's one thing, is about moving, not just being consistent, about moving. If you move, you really can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of damage. You can really knock off this weight. And then maybe by the time it's time for my trip for next year, I'll be in better shape, better condition. I can move around more. I can do more. I did pretty good for Tampa, but still, it can be a struggle. Also, a thing I got to do, because if I am going to go out of town, I'm thinking about, like, again, I have to get myself a real ID. So I know you have to go. I have to go to the courthouse, get my birth certificate. I used to have some Social Security card, but that card, one time I washed my wallet, and the card wasn't, the laminated one. It was an old paper one. It just dissolved. So I have to go to Social Security office and apply for a new card. I can go online, but I think it's easier to go to the office. It seems like it might go faster if I do that. Online sometimes it's just and then just go to the DMV, make an appointment, and get myself a new ID with the little gold. It's the gold or the red star on it. So if I don't have to go on a train. It was nice the train was there, but then waiting there at the train station, yes. I think even you wait at an airport, but sometimes I think those airports got a lot more comfortable seatings in places. You can have more things to do, than in an airport, at a train station. Train is getting a little bit. It's still going around moving, but if not, I'll take the train. Um, got to figure it out. If I have that's the only choice I have to take it. That means I have to leave maybe a few days early so I can be able to get there in time and maybe enjoy the show and check it out and maybe get to meet some ladies and talk to some people and really, because that trip to Tampa really helped me out. It really got me. I got a lot of interviews from it. Really, I think August and September were my busiest times. Post that. It's kind of slowed down a little bit. Interviews. Some ladies I reach out to, and I'm not. I like this. I'm not going to chase you. If I say, hey, let's do this, do that, and you can't get back feedback or let me know we ready or whatever or not, I'm not going to spend time chasing you. I might remind you every now and then if you pop up in my algorithms on IG or something like that. And hey, you still interested? Let me know. Now let's talk to a couple ladies today, and we got something set up. But again, I'd like to thank all of y'all for listening to me, for just supporting my channel, my content. Like I said again, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm too hot for some. I'm just right for others. And I enjoy doing this. This gives me a purpose, because the one person I care for is gone, and it's hard. We don't have anything else. And like I said, I don't have kids. I don't have a woman, and I wouldn't mind having a woman. I mean, I enjoyed my time with Christine, but she's a married woman. That's the problem. A lot of the good ones are married. And it's just how life is. But I do appreciate your support. I do appreciate y'all commenting, your comments, and also the haters. You know what? I appreciate you because you hate so much, and I care so little. So anyway, folks, I'm just gonna say thank you again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for support. Shout out to the ladies out there. 2026. I hope it's a great year, especially for not just for women's bodybuilding, women's physique, some of the other divisions. We got Fit Model. Also, I got to do a video for a lady that I interviewed also who just got a pro card, Amy Guizard. Sorry, I may mispronounce your name. I got to do the video for you. I'm gonna do it maybe when I get back home, when I really feel more, I might have more time, more comfortable. I feel more comfortable. So I'll do that video for you because I did a couple for Christina Sutton and Kristen Sutton, and also for Nikki Tradewell. They both got a pro cards at the Master USA's. That's what's been like a week ago. So I got to do one for you because she got her pro card at the Ben Weider Nationals just about the same weekend as they did. So I'm going to do the video for you, and also do the video for shout out to Randy Dean. I got to do a video for her because She didn't get a pro card, but she looked pretty good. I think maybe the right show she might get a pro card. And, shout out to all your awards. As you know, Nationals coming up in a couple of weeks. Roxy George is going to go for a pro card. If she gets, I'm going to do a video for her. And I'm just going to say thank you, folks, for listening to me, and I appreciate your support. This has been Always George Page, a.k.a. the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.